There's been another headline-grabbing shooting in America, this time in Los Angeles. Police killed a gunman who opened fire on a busy shopping street. According to witnesses, the suspect fired 7 times into the air before officers arrived. He then claimed that he pointed the gun at the police, who opened fire. However, several witnesses insist the man never made any attempt to resist any type of arrest, and an investigation has been launched. However, it's not always as easy for police to prove they had no other choice than to shoot a suspect. Take the case, for example, of Jovan Webb, a black man who's now suing the police for shooting him 5 times in April. In fact, this is how the attorney describes what happened.
While Mr. Webb was at the bar, a disturbance began among persons unknown to Mr. Webb. Before any police officers arrived, that disturbance ended. Mr. Webb walked to his car to leave. Soon, a man knocked on the driver's side window with a black object.
Webb claims he was targeted only because a policeman assumed he was involved in a bar fight. When the man tried to leave the scene in his car, the officer followed him and opened fire.
To cover up the unjustified shooting, the defendants falsely claimed that Mr. Webb had threatened the life of a police officer with his car.
In the end, the police never pressed any charges against Jovan Webb. Meanwhile, videos showing the overly strong arm of the law are appearing almost every day.
You have absolutely no clothes on?
No! I'm in the f***ing shower! What is wrong with you?
I'm choking on my blood! Look at it! I can't breathe.
And returning to the Jovan Webb case, he also claims he was shot because of his race, and his concerns could be grounded. A recent survey shows more than half of U.S. citizens think relations between the police and the black community are at an all-time low. A state representative from Wisconsin, Mandela Barnes, says police are not always interested in investigating the violence.
A lot of departments out there across the country who are able to investigate their own charges of misconduct, which obviously you're going to get the same result every time if you're allowed to investigate yourself, just like any other organization. It's only so long you can, agitate any community. I mean, you look at this, if you study world history, communities, any race of people, any religion of people who have been marginalized, who have been consistently attacked, they've lashed out, and that's when you see revolutionary change take place.
On Saturday, activists are planning a huge million people's march against police brutality, this time in New Jersey. We'll keep you updated as soon as we get the details. For now on the program, it has been a year since giant craters were spotted in the Russian north, capturing the minds of scientists around the world. They popped up out of nowhere in the Yamal Peninsula, where temperatures can fall well below zero in the winter. And the largest part of the hole was found to be more than 60 meters deep. Their origin, though, giving birth to some pretty wild theories. First, explanations are claiming the holes were left from a meteorite crash or even connected to workings of extraterrestrials. But a recent expedition to investigate this phenomenon claims the actual reason might be much more straightforward. My colleague Katie Pilbeam spoke to our documentary correspondent Vitaly Bazuev, who tried to solve the Siberian mystery.
I was really shocked when for the first time I saw this hole, because it was the biggest one in Yamal, the biggest one, and you can put down in this hole a 25-storage building.
Having looked at these pictures, one questions what they might be, and there's been all kinds of guesses really, from UFOs to meteorites to everything in between. But what is it all about? I mean, how have they managed to arrive here on this planet? Where they come from?
Yes. I asked natives about this, and they have some beliefs, and they told me that such holes, the meaning that these holes formed, they're have some connections with another world. Everybody who lives there, who nomadize through tundra, all of them need to hear the voice of the earth. So they believe that something extraordinary happened, and they have no explanations. For this moment, they have only two versions. One version is global warming, and the second version, gas explosion.
I believe gas is the main cause of these unique phenomena because the gas, thanks to gravity, tries to come to the surface of the Earth. It searches for fractures and cracks and goes through to the surface.
But this is a mystery for them also. I mean, a mystery for scientists because they have no explanation about this round, about this circle. Why? It was a burst, but it looks like a volcanic crater.
Well, online for you right now, if you're dreaming about a Darth Vader helmet or a Jedi sword, a 3D printer could give you a helping hand. It's causing, though, something a headache for the big money media corporations who are concerned such homemade replicas violate copyright laws and infringe on profits. Also, the biggest airport in France trying to improve its image by having police officers handing out sweets to passengers. It's not going down too well. We'll tell you why. Just a moment.